All right, the question I'm going to talk about today is a question that I'm frequently asked by people who are either getting ready to buy or sell a small business. And the question is, at what point in the timeline do I engage a lawyer? Can I do some of it myself first? And if so, when do I actually need to hire a lawyer? I've thought about this question a lot. I've given a lot of answers to that question over the years. And I think I've distilled it down into a very simple piece of advice, and that is, hire the lawyer before and not after. So let me kind of explain what I mean by that. I've had people come to me after they've already signed a letter of intent or after they've already signed a purchase agreement, and they've come to me and said, here's what we have, and will you help us close this deal? Now, I certainly can help them close the deal, but a lot of times when I look at the contracts that they've already signed, I find that there's some problems. There are problems sometimes because the two parties, the buyer and the seller, didn't understand what needed to be in the purchase agreement. They didn't understand the types of representations and warranties. They didn't understand how to properly identify and transfer certain types of assets. And so they have an agreement that doesn't necessarily fit the deal. And that may hurt one or both parties in one way or another. I've also had people come to me before. I had somebody that I'm working with right now come to me many months ago and say, I want to sell my business. And my question was, well, do you have a potential buyer identified? And they said, no, I don't even know how to go about doing that. And so we talked for a few minutes about how to find a potential buyer. And then I suggested that they didn't really need me and they didn't need to call me back and engage me until they had actually found a serious potential buyer. Even though they called me before, I was able to tell them they were a little too early. I'd rather tell somebody that they're too early than that they're too late. I think it's, if you're going to err on the timeline about when you talk to an attorney, you would be better off if you're a little too early rather than if you're a little too late. Hopefully, most lawyers will be like me, most business lawyers, and they'll tell you if you are too early and give you an idea of when you should call them back to get the process started. But again, you don't want to hire an attorney after you've already done something that is going to legally bind you. You don't want to hire, that's almost too late. It still can be worked through to some degree, but if you want to sleep better at night, before rather than after. That's my little piece of wisdom for today. My name is Joel Ankeny. I'm a lawyer in Virginia. I help people start, run, buy, and sell small businesses. If you have questions about starting, running, selling, or buying a small business, please follow the link in the description and below to my website to contact me or leave me a comment. Stay tuned for other videos that answer questions that I'm frequently asked about starting, running, buying, or selling a small business, or buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate. Thanks.